Hello and welcome to Business Today Television. I am Siddharth Zarabi and you're watching Easynomics. Our guest on the show today is Nitin Gupta, the chairman of the Central Board of Direct Taxes. Mr. Gupta, welcome to the show. Thank you for your time with us today. I want to begin by asking you to talk about something that comes up very frequently in all discussions with regard to taxes, and this is how the new income tax regime is doing, how many taxpayers have sort of shifted to that regime, and what are the benefits that are coming to them. I thought we start today's conversation with that question for the Aam Aadmi.
Good afternoon, Siddharth and the viewers. The new regime, I will say a modified form of new regime, was introduced by the Finance Act 23, and it will be, the first return will be filed for assessment year 24-25. That means to say we are still about a year for the returns of income to be filed therein. As you are aware that in the modified new regime, the default mode is the modified new regime where there are no deductions or exemptions, and the taxpayer has a liberty to switch over to the old regime as well. So the real number of people who are switching to the new regime, modified new regime, will be known after the return filing season in July 24. But we are quite hopeful that the numbers would be quite encouraging, and it may be between 60 to 70%.
60 to 70% number would be very significant, because you and the department has been trying to push this scheme for quite some time now. I want to move to the trends that are being witnessed so far in the current fiscal as far as tax collections are concerned. Take our viewers through how the revenue collection as far as direct taxes are concerned is performing.
The direct tax collections in the current year are quite robust. The collections, the gross collections are growing at around 18% on overall basis, and we expect that we would be matching and rather exceeding the budget target set by the government for the direct taxes.
Are you confident that the target for the full year is obviously going to be met, but how confident are you about an excess over the budgeted estimate?
Very difficult to say as of now, but how much we will be exceeding, we will be in a better position to estimate that status once the corporate return filing is over, and as well as the 15 December advance taxes do come into our kitty. So we will take his position at that point in time, and will be able to then spell out in a better manner.
As far as corporate tax collections are concerned, what is the data suggesting, and is it in line with the overall growth that we are seeing in corporate earnings and our overall macro numbers that come from various data sources?
Sorry, the corporate collections are about at 8% growth, and as far as the data points are concerned, you will see that over the past few years we have already come with a new regime of taxes, the reduced rate of tax for the corporates without deduction, without exemption, and therefore the tax rate has come down. Despite that 8% growth in the current year so far is quite nice, and we are quite satisfied with the growth, looking to the reduction in tax rates announced, and more and see the number of taxpayers who are opting for the new regime in corporate taxation is also on the rise. So with this, we are quite satisfied with the growth in corporate taxes in the overall ecosystem.
One quick follow-up on this. Do you think the objectives with which the corporate tax rate was cut a few years ago have been achieved?
Yes, I think this is the objective was to simplify the regime, and that has been there, and more corporates are opting for this. On a macro basis, we did some analysis at the finance bill stage in 2023 finance bill stage, and we had seen that around 60% of corporate profit had shifted to the new regime. So we are quite satisfied with the overall progress in this area.
Mr. Gupta, as far as personal income taxes are concerned, you know that over the last 2-3 years, there has been a consistent demand from a certain section of society on account of inflation and other cost pressures that personal income taxpayers should also get some relief. I know the budget is still a few months away, but what would you say to those concerns that are expressed from time to time?
See, the concerns were examined in great depth and detail at the stage of budget exercise for 2023, and you have seen the modified regime for the individuals and HUF and this sort of the taxpayers, and we had reduced the surcharge as well. So the peak rate has come down to 39%. I think we are taking care of the entire basket of people, and the government is very conscious of the duties. So that is the position as of now, and let us see how the budget exercise moves on for the 2024.
In personal income tax collections have grown almost near 29.5%, and we spoke about corporate tax growth as well. But can we expect anything to happen in the next budget? Because some people would say that it may be an interim exercise, and therefore one should not expect any major changes as far as tax are concerned.
Budget exercise has just commenced, and we are at the discussion stage. Let us see how the discussions move further.
Well, I was hoping, and I know that you cannot reveal what the budget may do, but at least for some Diwali cheer, that's why I posed the question to you. There have been some changes, in fact significantly so, for the gaming sector. Would you like to explain, as far as the tax logic is concerned, what is the intent and what do you see eventually happening? Because on one hand, the industry says that it will lead to reduction in business and therefore in a way revenue foregone for the exchequer.
See, gaming industry, as we had discussed when the budget announcements were made in 2023, there was an overall of the gaming taxation regime for the winners, and we came out with a altogether a revamped methodology of taxation of the winnings, as well as that how the deduction of tax has to be made on the winnings made by the players. So we had come out with a very comprehensive manner, in a comprehensive manner, what way the deduction is to be made, what way the taxation is to be done, and we then followed it up with the circulars to explain the methodology in which way it is the gaming companies can apply to it. And so as far as the direct taxes are concerned, we have given a complete package to the gaming companies and the players who are winning the games or losing the games. So that is already there, and we are witnessing good traction. About 600 crores of taxes have been deducted by the gaming companies and have been collected by the government. So as far as the gaming companies from direct tax side are concerned, we have given a very good methodology to them, a litigation free regime in a way, So that is the position for so far as direct taxes are concerned.
Mr. Gupta, what is the experience as far as crypto taxation is concerned? Because overall volumes seem to have reduced, Mr. Gupta, as far as crypto trading volumes are concerned. But the taxation on virtual digital assets, has it led to a decline in collections?
VDAs were the taxation regime for virtual digital asset was announced in Finance Act 22, and this is there as of now. And there is a moderate collection vis-a-vis the gaming companies. We collected around 100 crores in this past 6 months by way of TDS. But I will not be able to comment and give anything in what way it has moved. I don't have the data right now onto that.
A fair point. Let me ask you about another matter which is related to the upcoming budget and the exercise that is underway. There were expectations last year that the capital gains treatment will be sort of streamlined, reformed, revamped. Can we expect any changes in this regard, considering it is an election year and the budget may be an interim exercise?
Can't say anything what is going to happen, but certainly it can be said that this is a very elaborate exercise. We have different classes of assets, we have different periods of retention for determination into short term, long term, the rates of taxation. So it's a very elaborate exercise, and how to protect the investors if there is any higher rate of taxation. So it's a very complex and elaborate exercise. We started with the said exercise in the last budget as well, and we did some tweaking here and there, but let us see in what way the discussions move ahead.
I want you to provide our viewers your own sense of how the income tax portal has been functioning. You would recall that there were several technical issues which the department had consciously attempted to address. Have all the issues been sorted out?
If we go back to the year 2021, when we switched over to the CPC 2 or e-filing portal 2, lot of glitches we experienced. The taxpayers were facing difficulties. We had to extend the dates successively for filing the return of income or forms or audit reports. But since 2022, if you recall, July 22 was the first filing season where there was no extension, and we have kept with the said, maintained the tempo till now. Both the filings of July 22 and July 23 have been extremely convenient for the taxpayers, and we have got rave reviews from the taxpayers. We have received tweets. Recently 30th September was the date for filing of audit reports, various forms to be signed by the auditors, and that also was, because that is also very important, because a lot of volume is there in terms of the data. So that also was glitch free, and there were again appreciation the way our entire team has worked, right from the systems to the helpline to the ORM, Twitter platform, where we are responding very proactively. So that has been a very pleasant experience, and we are I'm thankful to the Systems Directorate for doing the needful to deepen the capacities to handle the pressure of work, and we hope that it continues.
One last question, Mr. Gupta, and this is to do with the attempt that has been made by the tax department and the government for many years now, that is to both widen the tax space and ensure that those who are not compliant are made compliant with the tax regime. How would you rate the success that the department has had so far in that multi-year exercise?
Yes, you have rightly pointed out multi-year exercise, and if you see the way it has unfolded, that we started with the AIS, 26 AIS, then AIS, informing the taxpayer what sort of data we are in possession of, and then we have pre-populated the return, pre-filled the return with the data available with us. We introduced a new provision of e-verification, where we are pointing out the data to the taxpayer that we have this data, particular financial data about the taxpayer, and the taxpayer is expected to come back to us, to reply to us in what way it is possible to have that sort of financial transactions or creation of assets. And then it has been followed it up with an updated return scheme, where a taxpayer can file a return of income even after 2 years by paying some additional taxes. So this entire exercise of, it's a full bouquet is there for the taxpayer to, right from the beginning till the end, till 2 years, for availing the wherever he misses the bus, he can just ride onto the bus and pay the taxes it has to pay. So that is the position where we are right now, and this entire exercise has been quite fruitful in terms of the number of taxpayers who have been coming onto the TaxNet. The tax base had risen around 5% last year, and this year on 31st of July, there were about 53 lakh new taxpayers had filed the return of income. So we expect that this tempo will continue, and more taxpayers will come forward to file the return of income, pay their taxes, and do the duty for the payment of taxes for the nation.
All right, Mr. Gupta, thank you very much for your time with us today. That was the chairman of the Central Board and Direct Taxes talking about various matters related to tax collections as far as this fiscal year is concerned. If you've been, thank you very much for watching.
Emirates, I would like to welcome all of you joining us today to celebrate the launch of Premium Economy